Hello friends! My name is Lynn and today I am crafting with the Not Too Shabby Shop paper pad club. In fact, from the two paper pads that you get if you are a subscriber, I am crafting with Enchanted Tower Tales. This is such a gorgeous paper pad. You've got some beautiful lavender and gold themed prints, lots of florals, and it's just really gorgeous. I also love the addition of the faux glitter patterns, and that sort of watercolor plaid is just beautiful. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna make a card that I saw at the Paper Escape Spring Staycation, but at the time did not craft along. But I love the card that Julie shared. She taught it at the Paper Escape Spring Staycation this past April, and Julie is on our Not Too Shabby design team as well. So definitely hop along so that you can see even more inspiration featuring this month's Not Too Shabby subscriptions from our design team. But I didn't actually make the card that Julie made during that particular retreat event, and I've just been dying for a chance to create it. It's a really cool kind of a fun fold. If you want to see Julie teach it in real time so that you can follow along more closely, definitely check that out. But I'm going to do my best to give instructions in this video as well. So to start, I have a top folding A2 size card base, and I've got a couple of mats and layers that I cut out of the beautiful pattern papers from the Enchanted Tower Tales. And what I did, this was a tip from Julie, I just put a smidge of double-sided tape right where like that circle is, and I layered up my 2 layers of pattern paper and the front of my card base, and I took the second largest die from the Ultimate Snow Globe die set, and I cut through all 3 layers. And then I took the largest circle die, and from the purple glitter cardstock, I die cut kind of like a circular frame, and it's so brilliant. Julie's class, she did such a great job of really making efficient use out of everything that you cut so that you cut into the fewest number of whole sheets of pattern paper, which I really appreciate. And so by cutting just that little extra purple frame out of that purple layer, you're gonna glue pattern paper right over it, so you don't even know that that's that little bit is missing. Of course, from the back you can see that it's missing, but once I line up the paper on top of it, there's no way to tell that I ever cut a smidge out of that purple faux glitter cardstock. But then I can take that frame that I cut and then layer it on top of the pattern paper. So you have this really great frame all the way around the outside, as well as around that circle aperture opening that we cut straight through the front of our card. So absolutely love that. Now I'm going to bring some more pattern paper to the party, because here's my idea, and the reason why I really wanted to make this card with this specific paper pad. And this paper pad, of the 2 that come in the paper pad club, this is the one that has the sheet in the design that has ephemera or cut aparts that you can fussy cut out. And so my idea was that because she has some really interesting designs, some that are kind of like a little windowscape, and there's like what I like to think of as a princess and some of her sort of critter friends. There's like a beautiful horse, and it's funny, there's a fun little chameleon with a little bow tie. He's really cute. So I just thought, it would be really interesting would be to have the outside of the card kind of feel like you're on the outside of like a castle looking through the window, and then when you open the flap, you kind of see the inside of this fairy tale. And so what I'm gonna do is I created the inside starting with more gold color scheme of some of the pattern papers that have more of the gold in them, so that it looks warmer. It just kind of looks like it's a different setting. And all I did was I just sort of traced that aperture opening, and then I used the the ultimate snow globe die, circle die, just so that I can like place my circles so that they're nice and centered. And I almost forgot I need this little hinge. So this is just from like a bit of scrap paper left over from die cutting from that purple glitter cardstock or pattern paper, and I just put a fold in it, and I'm gonna tuck one portion under these circles. Now the whole point of the circles on the inside was so that you can hide that this little hinge flap that I'm creating here. And what you want to do is make sure that your fold is lined up with the edge of your card so that it can fold comfortably over to the front of the card. And what I'm going to do is to this little hinge, I'm going to glue that same portion of the pattern paper that we cut out and at the very, very beginning. I'm going to glue that right over, but I'm making sure that the pattern is seamless, that it actually continues with, because it was cut out of that same panel. So the whole idea is to set it right back in so that it looks like it's a seamless pattern still. And I want to hide that little flap, that little hinge on the inside, even when you open it. So I just glued another bit of purple pattern paper to the back. So now our hinge is pretty well hidden, and it is a really nice foundation to start decorating. So that's basically the fun fold complete. Now it's really just a matter of decorating both the outside and the fun reveal on the inside. Now, I guess this is one of those cards where I really like, because so much is decorated on the inside, you don't really have to write a long message. So I often find it hard to come up with, things to write. But on a card like this, where so much of the inside actually gets decorated, and it's kind of part of the experience, you don't really have to write a ton when you go to mail out this card. So what I did was on that cut apart sheet, which you can see a portion of here, I used the smallest circle die in the Ultimate Snow Globe die set to cut out. It worked out perfectly that I could cut out this one image. And like I said, this cut apart sheet has some really fun images that are sort of on the outside, like the tower of a castle, and here's the window of a castle. And so that's what kind of gave me that idea of, you're sort of like on the outside looking in, you open this flap, and you kind of get a peek into this inner world of this princess. And so on the inside, I did do some fussy cutting because I didn't want to bring this over to my brother scan and cut, but it would probably scan and cut just fine. I just went ahead and fussy cut some of the images, and as well, I know that in the past Jamie has done lots of beautiful stamp sets that have sort of fairy tale princess theming to them, lots of springtime floral stamp sets. So I just had a little bit of a rummage through some older stamp sets, and I found this one. It's called Happy Spring, and it had the perfect sentiment. It says, "Wishing you a day filled with happiness." Really, really love that. It's great for like an all occasion, any occasion kind of card. And I fussy cut 3 elements out of that particular sheet of cut apart designs. So I've got this unicorn, and well, or I guess it's a horse. I don't know why I was thinking it was a unicorn. Well, yeah, I think it's just a regular horse. We've got the horse. We've got this. I think it's a chameleon with a bow tie. It looks so adorable. And then my princess is facing the critters, and the critters are facing us, which I think is kind of like, it kind of reinforces that idea that you're like a spectator peeking in on this other world, because your point of view is from behind her. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Now I do want to still have a sentiment on the outside of the card, and so what I did was I took a stamp, a sentiment stamp from this month's stamp of the month, which has some really beautiful sort of fairy tale themed stamps as well. And I took the sentiment. This one I think is really cute. It says "Happily Ever After starts today." You know, that would be really good for a wedding card too. I don't think I've seen that sentiment offered anywhere else, and so when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's a really lovely sentiment." And I actually used, I don't know why it's taken me till now to kind of think to use my Ultimate Sentiments dies in this way, but this is a 2-line sentiment. And so what I did was I just took one of my Ultimate Sentiment dies that normally I use to frame, like to be a layer behind the sentiment banners. I have never until now actually used it to cut out sentiments, but it's perfect for these 2-line sentiments, or I mean, I guess you could use them for larger sentiments too. If it fits, die cut it. So I love that I'm finding more and more, opportunities to use some of my ultimate line of dies, because the whole idea behind, one of the biggest goals that I have behind the easy dies and the ultimate dies is to really maximize craftability and versatility in the dies. And so I always think about trying to create a set where you just have a lot of great staples that you can use over and over again and keep reaching for, because if you're going to invest in dies, let's make it be worth it, right? And so I'm really happy that I continue to find more ways, more opportunities to use these dies. Now, I finished my card. I love how it turned out. Definitely, if you're looking for real-time instructions, check out Julie's original tutorial. It's on the Paper Escape channel for the spring staycation. I'm going to leave links to the products that I used in the description box below, so check that out. And while you're in the description box, click on that playlist link to see even more inspiration featuring this month's subscriptions from the Not Too Shabby shop. And as well, this month's promotional offer is going to be in the description box also. So check it out. Check that out for all the details. Thanks so much to all of my channel members and to everybody who uses my affiliate links. I really appreciate your support. And until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.